You just start off, and I'm gonna just bring the beat in.
Oh, okay,
Just bring the beat in like that.
Get busy and shut your trap. Talk is cheap and so is rap. So close your mouth and open your eyes. It's time for us to strategize. History will judge me and you, not by what we say, but what we do. It's the computer age. It's serious business. It's about information. Can I get a witness? But the streets are controlled by all these young thugs, intimidating grandmas, selling stupid drugs. But he's my brother, he's my son. But that one over there, he's got a gun. How in the world will we ever reach these young men that we need to teach? I'll give you a solution, and it's no crap. We gotta teach the homeboys with info rap. Make up a rap loaded with information. Soon we will have a much smarter nation. It's easier to remember statements in rhyme, and you won't forget them for a very long time. To the outsider, it might seem ridiculous using rap to teach us calculus. So much to learn in a very short time. It makes perfect sense for us to use rhyme. And if you still think I have a screw that's loose, let me ask you this: who is Mother Goose? All I look around here and I see, like, just across the street, I know on this side of the street, there's a lot of abandoned buildings. Do you think the young people in Harlem could be organized into a labor force to rehabilitate some or all those buildings?
I think that would be a pragmatic solution to the problem. Because you're dealing with two problems. One, the situation of mass homelessness, and the situation of there's basically no jobs in Harlem.
Yeah.
So I think that if we develop a program where you can employ the youth, and at the same time you're creating housing for the youth, for the public in general, for the Harlem residents.
Something as sensible as what you've just said, why do you think it's not happening?
Because you're not in office yet.
Thanks.
All right? All right.
Mother Pearl,
yes,
how long have you lived in Harlem?
50 years.
What block do you live on?
119th Street between 5th and Lenox.
And why are you supporting Albert Davis?
Well, because I like his slogan. He says jobs for the kids instead of jails. When I heard that, it immediately did something to me. I'm in 119th Street between 5th and Lenox for 50 years. I've buried 175 people. If I couldn't beg for it, I pawned my jewelry to bury these people. Nobody went to Potter's Field. I have been there so long, I've given 20 block parties, all myself. The last one was the first Saturday in August. I feel that I've did enough for my community right now, but not until I get Al into office, because he offers jobs instead of jails for my young men.
Why do you not support Charles Rangel?
Because he's doing nothing for the community.
Well, Al Davis has a pulse of the community. He understands many of the problems that exist in this community. Although he may be Jewish candidate, I think it's important for an Al Davis to be running in Harlem, particularly at this time when there is attempts by forces in our city to build a cleavage between the Jews and blacks and Hispanics in Harlem.
What if we were to go out, just get a bunch of us to go out and take one of these boarded up buildings and just go in and start renovating it? You know, let's just take it over. It makes no sense at all in this community for there to be about 500 abandoned buildings in Harlem right now. 99% of them are being warehoused by the city of New York. They're creating a nuisance by the fact that people do drug dealing out of them. They collect garbage. They're dangerous. If you happen to have a building on the same block or next door, it depresses your property value. It's dark at night. It's unsafe. It really dampens the whole character of the community. And anybody that you talk to that lives here says the same thing. Why don't we just go and renovate those buildings? Makes no sense at all that the city of New York would sit there and warehouse those buildings. We need to put some legislation in effect And I've come up with a fairly simple plan. It doesn't cost a nickel. You tell the city, as long as you hold an abandoned building on this block, none of the homeowners have to pay you any property taxes. Watch how fast the city will make sure that that building got renovated. Okay? And that's the kind of simple thing. Why aren't these things being done? I can't even explain. It's not even explainable. You know, it makes me feel bad, because I live in Harlem. Right on my block, I live on Langston Hughes Place. I live in the house that Langston Hughes lived in when he was alive in Harlem. It's a landmark building. Right on my block, with a famous landmark building. I have 5 abandoned buildings. I'm a community activist, an engineer, a contractor. I go to the community board meetings. I put in the applications. We have a community organization. What more could you do? You know, I mean, if you don't have a friend in City Hall, you know, the system is corrupt. Let's face it.